Okay. So I'm going to try and connect this through. So I'm going to revisit. Now, off the back of that, why View then? Why are we in this strange place? I want to make really one key point off of two particular things. One is because of this tabernacle thought thing that says that we are the church, so wherever we meet, church is. So as we collect here, church is. As I gathered yesterday with Jim and Sue and Jane and I, church was. As you get together on a Tuesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, church is. On a Sunday morning, we bring church, us, to View. We don't turn View into a church. We're the church. So we could, in theory, choose to meet in the car park, and this morning, we nearly did, because there was no one to open up. Hence, we were technically rushing around first thing this morning. But as we meet in the car park, we're church. So now, I've given some of you who are struggling with View, because some of you probably still are, an out. It says, so you say it doesn't matter. We can meet in the car park. In fact, we could go back to Queen's School and go and meet there. This is my second point. This is what I wholeheartedly see, and this was divine revelation during a prayer meeting at Craig's one evening. Why are we here? Because initially my thought process was, it's kind of cool. I kind of like this. I like being able to say to my people, my friends, people I know, my people, who are my people? Friends that I, my people! No, friends that I know, I meet in View, and they all go, oh, wow, you meet where? Oh, View, oh, wow. And we've had amazing conversations with our neighbour, and they've said, amazing thing to do, meeting in View, and we're thinking, yeah, isn't it good? We took this bold move, and God sort of gave us some pictures, and we followed it, and we're meeting in View, and it's kind of this environment that kind of works because it's a good auditorium, and you know, despite the fact that all you young guys want to go out the back rows, but eventually we're going to fill this place up, and right now it's kind of, aren't those seats comfy? Isn't it, you know? I mean, if you wanted popcorn, you can put it right there. Got a nice cup of coffee there. We're going to get round Bibles made. You can put them in there. It's kind of, this is working. This is kind of good. And up here at the front, it's really kind of hanging together. I'm thinking, you know, I'll happily bring someone through. And it's still, I don't know about you, but still when I come down that corridor, I walk in and I see the huge Christ First, I go, wow, so much better than meeting in a school. But that's not the fundamental reason. And the fundamental reason was one that threw me when I kind of sort of heard it from God say, the reason I moved you there is because this building is not yours. This building belongs to View as one. But more importantly, it belongs to Watford. It belongs to this culture. It belongs to this society. It is not our building. It will never be our building. I don't believe. That would be a huge change, but it will never be our building. Offering needs to go up a bit if we're going to buy it. It will never be our building. It is a building that belongs to the people of Watford. And I would argue, probably, statistics off the top of my head, 70% of the population of Watford in their lifetime will come in here at least once. 20 to 30%, some of you sat in this screen, will come in here many times a year. Jane and Jess were here yesterday, having a deeply spiritual moment, watching Hannah Montana, the movie. Pray for them. Was Adam there? No, were you there? No. Was Adam in it? I don't know. Hands up if you've been in this cinema, for not for church, for another reason. Any part of this cinema. So, probably, yeah, knocking on for the 70% mark. Anyone actually been in this screen and watch a film? Interesting. Okay. So this building, this place, those seats you're sitting in are completely comfortable, not physically, but mentally, to people from Watford, people from the surrounding areas come in here and they think, I've been in here before. I've sat in this place a few times. This is absolutely fine. There's nothing in my mind that says this is too strange. I'm not sat in a school thinking, what am I doing here? I went recently back to the school I went to. Jessica's doing a drama thing with Daniel and Rachel's children. They're over at Hatchin High School. That's where I went when I was a kid. And I went there, and my memory of Hatchin High School was it was a really big place, huge, you know, great big corridors. I went there, it was a tiny place. Tiny place. So to me to go back there at years old, 43, I know, looking great, 43 years old, it's just weird. Weird. And I'm sure, if we kept going to Queen's, eventually, I think, Ian, you you still up there, Ian? You used to be at Queen's, didn't you? So going back there on a Sunday morning, but most people, it's taking them into a school hall that they haven't been in. Don't go to school halls unless it's for wedding receptions and things. Just strange environment. And then you've got this kind of church thing going on, which is also a little bit strange to me. But this place, they use it anyway. People come here anyway. And so we take the message of Jesus Christ, the gospel, and we place it in us as a church, and we bring that to this place. A place where a visitor will say, I know how to sit in a chair. I've been in these 1,000 times before. This is absolutely comfortable. So there's nothing now physical, and hopefully as we get better at it, structure in the way that we do church that detracts from the gospel of Jesus Christ. The message is pure, clear, can get through without this kind of uncomfortableness, this kind of weirdness of being a place that I don't really identify with. Now I'm in a place that I totally identify with. What am I here to do? The gospel of Jesus Christ. That's the only thing that's left there to challenge. That's the stumbling block we put out for people. Here's the gospel. Here's the truth. You keep going your way. Emptiness, void life, depression, sadness. It's true. It's going to happen if you don't find Christ. And one day there's going to be a judgment of which you have no answer for. And then we offer up Jesus Christ. And in this environment, that's all they can hear. They're not coming out there thinking that was a weird place to go to. That was cold. I mean, it's quite warm up here. Don't know how it is out for you. But I remember coming to that school and we had to sit there in coats many Sundays, yeah? And then they put the heating on in the summer and we'd be virtually, flat-lead again. We were just trying to stay, mental image, trying to stay, and it just didn't, and it was dusty. And I don't know if any of you, if you didn't work with the kids, you won't realise, but any time you moved the desk, you put your hand under it and all you felt was lumps of chewing gum as you kind of thought, oh, and this kind of dusty, dirty place. And all that stuff, and as Simon shared when he first came to the church, this kind of manky bit of carpet. We said, put your babies on that. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? This kind of whole thing was all stuff that in people's minds was sitting in their heads. Now they've just got view. I go there anyway. So all I'm going to have to think is, what are you telling me? What are you saying? What are you bunch of people all about? That's all I'm here. Why are you wearing orange shirts? No one wears orange. It's not my skin colour. Jane's so upset with me for having yellow shirts for creche, by the way. It's not one of my colours. Got so much grief. This environment is probably more alien to us than it is to our society. So I'm repeating what I've said, but I want to repeat what I said. We are church. Church is now in the society's place, in the community's place, in the culture's place. We put the church in culture, and we are church. So, I'm conscious of time. We have to make a very fast exit out of here on time. So I'm just going to come to the application. What does this mean to you? What does this mean to you? So guys, do you want to click me up the next slide? One more, please. Thank you. There's a few things I would say. This is a seismic shift. You are, and you may not appreciate it, and certainly I think I'm starting to. You are in a moment, and I would argue, not because of us, because of God. You are at the forefront of a huge, revolting, as in revolution, moment for the church. Church is absolutely going to change. In the mind of our culture and in our minds, church is no longer the place you go to meet with God. Or it has to not be this, otherwise it's going to fail. People are not going to church anymore. And therefore the fundamental challenge we take as an eldership and we take as individuals is we take church and we put it where people are. The tabernacle where people are. They are here. This is where they come anyway. And therefore we put the church, because the saving message of Jesus Christ is the one that we want to get out there, we put it where they are.